All right, we're talking with Mark Duda here at the coaching clinic here at Mohegan Sun Casino. And Mark, let's talk a little bit about exciting, just a great venue. A lot of coaches coming in this weekend. What a year it was for the Lackawanna College Falcons.
Well, thanks so much. It was a great year for us. The guys did a fantastic job. We're 10-1 when it was over, and a whole bunch of kids moved on to four-year schools, which is the most important thing. The venue here couldn't be any nicer. I mean, the casino is gorgeous, the hotel's gorgeous, and a great place to learn some football along the way, a little camaraderie as well.
As you shuffle those guys out, you're bringing new guys in. But let's talk first about some of the highlights of the guys that went away to some of the schools. There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch. We're pleased about a lot of them. We have Isaiah Hardy who's going to go to West Virginia. We have a great relationship down there with those guys. And Marcelia Sutton went to Oklahoma, which is, I guess, their arch rival as well. So we've been fortunate to have those kind of guys year in, year out. And hopefully some of these coaches will have some people that we can get from here.
That recruiting class that you brought in, you feel really strong. This might be the best one ever.
It's the best recruiting class we've ever had. I think we got a lot of assistance from a lot of four-year schools in that. But there's not a better athletic group than I had in my 25 years there.
And your staff is here, which is, you'll be talking all weekend. And great to have that camaraderie with everybody. Get some high school guys in here, college guys, some big-name college guys as well.
Oh, we love it. We love the fact that we get say what we know and certainly learn stuff from people as well. The game's ever-changing, and hopefully we keep that kind of attitude all throughout.
All right, Coach. Well, great to catch up with you.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, moving along, West Virginia football. Mark Scott with us now. And Mark, let's talk about getting out to some of these coaches' clinics across the country. Here in northeastern Pennsylvania, what's it like to see some of these guys you probably know, like Coach Mark Duda?
Absolutely. We've had a great relationship with Lackawanna the last handful of years. We've gotten three guys the last 2 years since I've been recruiting this area. But I recruit Northeast Pennsylvania as well, so a lot of familiar faces with high school coaches as well. Be able to spread the West Virginia brand and hopefully learn a couple things along the way as well.
Getting out there and kind of delivering your message, you're always selling everybody at every level, no matter what they're doing. But talk about what it's like selling Mountaineer football.
Oh, we're a little bit different, especially in this region. The fact that we played in the Big 12, heavy Big 10 ties, ACC ties, but we can sell something new, something different. In the fact that we play, the style of play that we have in the Big 12. Continuing to build our program back up. Coach Holderson just signed a new 5-year deal, so we've got the continuity. 8 wins 2 years ago, and coming off of a 10-win season. Our program's going in the right direction, and we need to build off that in recruiting.
Let's talk about some of the ranges about linebackers in general. Size-wise, speed-wise, strength-wise. What are some parameters at the Division I level that you're seeing right now?
Well, the thing with our defense is, we've had guys. We had a linebacker drafted by the Chicago Bears in last year's draft, Nick Kwiatkowski. He came in as a safety. He's a 6'3", grew to be about 240 pounds. Was an All Big 12 performer. And then one of the main guys in our defense now, David Long, who started 9 games for us last year as a redshirt freshman. He's 5'10", 225, but he's got a knack for the ball. He's tough. He's physical. Obviously, the bigger, stronger, faster you are, the more that we can mold you. But we're looking for football players, no matter the size.
Guys are so busy as coaches. You go from bowl season, maybe a little bit of a letdown, and you're into almost winter workouts in spring ball. Talk about some of the challenges for an athlete, for a coach to kind of get through that, but it's a challenging schedule, but quite rewarding.
Oh, absolutely, and I think especially with the younger players, it takes them a while to get used to being a college football player, and the time commitments and the schedule, whether it be morning workouts and then academics and meetings in the afternoon, especially in the fall. But from a coaching standpoint, we're kind of used to it. We get a little downtime after the bowl game, but then we dive right into recruiting. That's another opportunity for us to compete and try and improve our roster, improve our program. Once signing day's finished up, it's nice to get back and be in the office full time, get around our team, start to build towards spring ball and build towards next fall.
Mark, we appreciate your time here, and we wish you well. Have a great time. Enjoy yourself at the coaching clinic.
Thank you.
All right, here at the coaching clinic at Mohegan Sun Casino, Nick Barberi, the new head coach at Pittston area. Nick, first up, congratulations. Talk about some of the challenges of being a head football coach here in high school, what you're looking forward to with those challenges.
Well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate it. Excited to get started here with this new program. Actually, an old program for me, a program I grew up in. With a background of 20 years in high school football, I've been around a lot and worked with some great head coaches, Keith Olsimer, up at Delaware Valley. So we're going to try and emulate the things that we did there. It's a similar situation, trying to rebuild a program and get it to where we think it could be. So that's our challenge right now, is to build some numbers and build a little tradition back into our program.
Some good advice around you. So talk a little bit about the people that are around you and giving you all that good information. And as you said, you have a lot of experience under your own belt to have some knowledge.
That's true, I do. But leaning on Keith, who's been a head coach for 18 years at Delaware Valley, and Randy Wolf, who's now at Western Wayne, guys that I worked with when I was at Delaware Valley, and getting some advice from them. And then, talking to my father, who was a head coach for a long time, and just taking all their advice and trying to build that into our program.
Building a coaching staff always is an important asset or facet of the game. Talk about trying to work on that as you get through the spring here and put something together.
All right, well, one of the important things for me was to try and get people into school, teachers into school. So I do have a couple of teachers that I worked with in track, Jason Mills and Chuck Montagner, that work in the school. Gennaro Zangardi, who played at Wilkes and coached for a little bit at Pittston area, and he's going to coach with us. So, and then some people that I've coached with before, like Vito Quaglia, who coached at Bishop Hoban and Delaware Valley with. So guys that I have around me I can trust, and I know will do a good job.
And as far as winning on the high school level, different teams are doing all different stuff. I guess you got to find what works for you and what kind of personnel you have there at Pittston area.
Right. I mean, no matter what, I think high school football, if you can run the ball and you can stop the run, you're going to have some success. So that's our first goal right now, is to establish some running game. We have a great quarterback, we have some great receivers, and we're going to try and run the ball a little bit as well and stop the run. So.
And having a facility like you do there for weightlifting and working out and stuff, that always helps. So it's something that's a nice shot in the arm for the program.
Well, the Cephalo Center is a great facility, and we are utilizing it right now. We got a ton of kids in the weight room really working. Kids that are in off basketball and wrestling are finishing up. They'll be coming in, and then we'll start our spring sports. But it's a great facility. We're proud to have it, and it will be an asset for us.
Let's talk a little bit about taking in a lot of information at a coaching clinic. There's only so many coaches you could go to, but you get some Division I coaches, Division III coaches. Sometimes it could be another high school coach you grasp something from. Let's talk about just trying to be a sponge this weekend.
Well, take in, if you think you know it all, that's when you're in trouble. So you come here to learn, get as much information as you can. Sometimes the high school coaches have a better perspective because they're on the same time constraints as you. College coach might be, 5 days a week on defense, where we may get 1 or 2 days. So take bits and pieces and use what you can use to make your program better.
Well, hey, great catching up with you. We appreciate your time, and we wish you the best.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, here at the coaching clinic, coaching academy, and Jim Anderson, the brand new head coach at Wyoming Seminary. And Jim, let's talk about that passion you had to say, hey, I still got a little bit in me, and I want to become a head coach in Wyoming Seminary. It happens to be a place right here in your backyard.
When I had the opportunity at King's College to help Rich Mendola start the program in 1991, Coach Marvin Tinas, who was the head football coach at Wyoming Seminary at the time, helped us tremendously with our beginning. And so I learned about the roots of Wyoming Seminary football through that base. Spending 18 years at King's and ultimately 25 years in the Valley, I knew what Wyoming Seminary, I knew the community, I knew in terms of the education, how the students were prepared. I have since been a parent of 2 children that have gone and are currently going through Wyoming Seminary now, and had the opportunity to be named head football coach and to be able to bring the recruiting aspect, to be able to be essentially homegrown, living here 25 years, and excited about the opportunity to be able to build a staff, to be able to link the tradition of Wyoming Seminary in the past and bring consistency to the program, and can't wait to get started.
A lot of energy you bring, watching you helping out Richie Manello. Talk about that, having that energy and trying to make guys on your staff have the energy that the head coach is going to have.
The key, as with anything, is to love what you do. And for me to be able to be around kids, for me to be able to have the high school experience that Rich offered me at Dallas High School for the last 2 years, I really think has prepared me for this position. And when the transition was made, I've been now at SEM for about a week and a half to 2 weeks. And our key was for me to immediately get involved with the kids, Anytime with change, the key to change, especially with young kids, is a routine. So we've already started in terms of conditioning, weight room, academic goal setting meetings, and the recruiting aspect, which for 25 years at King's, I look forward through the PG program at SEM to be able to bring top student athletes to SEM to continue the tradition, but also to make the alums at SEM proud of the product we put in the football field.
Talk about having a coaching clinic here locally and being around some of these high school coaches, learning a little bit from anybody, Division I, Division III. There's really a great array of coaches, especially here in this first year.
Being here 25 years, the talent, the commitment in the area, the product that's produced from this area, to be able to have a clinic come for the first time this year, which usually takes time to build, and looking at the volume that's here and the speakers that are here tells you how important, not only for the guest coaches coming in to speak, but how important it is for them to be here tonight, which also gives credence to the tradition and the strength of football in this area. Excited to see it.
Well, congratulations on your new gig there at Wyoming Seminary, and the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're here at the coaching clinic at Mohegan Sun Casino. Coach Jerry Gilski from Lake Lehman with us. And Coach, you talk about getting together, a local event, and seeing a lot of these high school guys, but getting to see Division I, Division III coaches really is a great thing with you and your staff for a weekend.
No, absolutely. You know, it's a great thing to go to, especially brush up on new ideas rather than dealing with the monotony of things in coaching and giving the same role for your kids. And you know, we don't look at it as levels. When you look at a coach's clinic, you kind of look at it as a coach is a coach, you know what I mean? And coaches should share with one another ideas to make the game better and make themselves personally better as a coach.
You talk about the off-season program that you have every year. I'm sure you're trying to make adjustments to make things a little bit better and learning some new things.
Absolutely. You know, technique's always key. You know, the weight room, you always want to get ideas and coaching perspectives on things to make your program even better. Find new things and evaluate yourself at the end of the year and say, hey, as a coach, we need to do better with our team at this, and this. And that evaluation, what do I do in the off season to correct those issues and make it better for your program?
It's so much, everybody's kind of working harder, but at the same time you want to work smarter. Talk about some adjustments and being a head coach and some of those things. And you know, there's time for family, for yourself, for your coaches, for your kids, and then there's that balance of, hey, we're going to punch the clock between this time and this time.
Yeah, when you come to the clinics, I tell the coaches it's a working weekend. So when you're here, you really got to put your time in and you put the effort in and make sure you take as much notes and you share them together as a staff. Off season is the key, and what makes your team is the off season. So there's times that, you know, in the weight room, weekends or makeup days, especially with the bad weather and everything else like that. And then you give your goals for your kids for every month, saying, hey, listen, I gotta get 16 workouts on this month. I don't care when you get them in, but you get them in. And you do that better every year. And when you go to these clinics as coaches, you know what? It's a year-round sport, a year-round effort, especially for a program. And this is the commitment that you give to your school and your kids and your program.
Being around football for a long time, a kid like Connor McGovern, things don't happen like that. Very, very rarely, extremely rarely. But to kind of be close with him and his dad and kind of see what he went through, what an incredible experience he had.
No, absolutely. And you know what? And credit to him, what made him put himself in this level is being a coachable kid. He listened to everything his father has said to him, as coaches said to him, and that's what made him go to that level, because he even looked for more. He was hungry every day. He wasn't happy with the same routine. He wanted more and more and more. And to have that type of a player and that form of example, you hope that correlates to the rest of your program and the rest of your players and your team to see that example.
Hey, great catching up with you. Enjoy your weekend.
John, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.